Gentlemen, I've been working on this video for a while now because it's been a long time since I put together an Amazon video for you. So today, I've got a good one. Everything that I'm gonna be talking about today are items that I have purchased from Amazon and use like all the time. And to make things easy, I've broken the video up into 3 different categories. First, we're talking about some things for your garage. Second, we'll be talking about things for your home. And thirdly, of course, we're gonna finish off with some fashion items that I think you guys are going to absolutely love. Everything that I'm gonna be showing is listed and linked down below in the video description. So if you're interested in grabbing any of these items, all the links will be right there. Jumping right in with a few things for the garage. So I recently grabbed these magnetic socket organizers for my big toolbox. Now, you don't need a full-size tool cabinet or anything like that because these can sit on any flat surface. Now they also have this magnetic base, and the socket compartments are also magnetic to keep all the sockets from falling out. My socket drawer has been an absolute disaster, and I would always have to kind of dig around to find what I was looking for. And I've always wanted to get it organized. So the setup that I got comes with 4 pieces, 2 metric and 2 SAE. And of course, you get the smaller one for 1/4-inch drive sockets and the bigger one for your 3/8 drive. These things make a world of difference. And the bonus is I actually found out how many duplicates I have. And at least for now, I've got all my duplicate stuff in a separate drawer. And yes, I still need to organize some other parts of my tool cabinet. The next item is this electric pressure washer that comes with a few different spray nozzles and a foam cannon attachment. Now, I really wanted to get some footage of myself washing my car with it, but look, it's been raining here for the last couple days and I just can't wait any longer to get this video done, so you'll have to trust me that this thing is awesome. Now, one thing that I will say up front here is that the foam cannon isn't gonna give you that like professional, super white, fluffy snow foam that you see on these amazing automotive detail YouTube channels, but it does foam pretty darn well and it soaks up the entire car. It's just a little bit more of like a wet foam versus a soft, fluffy snow foam. But look, at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter, right? What matters is how easy this thing is to use, how quiet it is, how easy it is to move around, and how well it works. And of course, you can use the pressure washer for a bunch of other things around the house. Now, something else I got to go along with the pressure washer is one of those really long, expandable garden hoses. Once again, it's pouring down rain outside, so you will have to take my word for it that I have it attached to the house. It doesn't snag on anything, it doesn't kink, and it also doesn't take up a lot of space when you're not using it because it shrinks down nice and small. All right, something else for the garage, but maybe more specifically for your car, and that's this dash cam with a front-facing and rear-facing camera. I've been using dash cams in my last 3 cars, and here's why. I saw an Instagram reel probably 2 or 3 years ago, and it was about this guy's dash cam experience. So he was showing footage of himself at night going through an intersection with a stoplight. As he was passing through the intersection, the light turned yellow as he was going through, so it was a clean crossing. In the next instant, a car came out from the right and T-boned this guy. Now, that guy that hit him blamed the guy with the camera for running the red light. And there was also an eyewitness statement that said this guy ran the red light also. So at this point, it's 2 against 1, and without that dash cam evidence, this dude would have been totally screwed. The dash cam saved his ass. Now, these next 2 items may or may not be for your garage, but if you don't have space inside your house, then these are definitely gonna be in your garage. First, this affordable adjustable weight bench. Now, of course, you can spend a lot more money on some super fancy one that might be a little more heavy duty, but at least for me, right? When you boil it down, if you lift weights at home, all you need is a decent bench that's adjustable. I've had this one for over a year and it's been perfect for me. And speaking of weights, these adjustable dumbbells have been an absolute game changer. Now, before I got these, I had a set of those Bowflex adjustable dumbbells, but they were kind of big and a little bit clunky, right? It didn't matter if you had it set for 10 pounds or 50 pounds. The dumbbell itself was always the same size. It didn't really get physically any smaller. But these actually get smaller as you decrease the weight. They've got this internal locking mechanism, so all you do is spin the handle to either increase or decrease the weight. Then when you pick it up, the dumbbell itself is larger or smaller as you would expect. They're absolutely perfect for any home gym. Now I'm also gonna link to that stand as well because it makes things a lot easier having the stand. All right, let's move inside the house now and talk about a few items for the home. First of all, if you don't have an air fryer, you might, but if you don't, get one right now. When I first got my air fryer, I had no idea that it could do so much. And what I've been doing recently is cooking New York steaks. Did you even know that was possible in an air fryer? I'm telling you, it's freaking amazing and it's incredibly simple. So during the week, I will buy a few steaks at a time and I'll just keep them in the fridge. And when I want to cook one, all I do is preheat the air fryer to 400 degrees. Basically, I'll just let it run for like 10 minutes. And then while I'm doing that, I'll prepare my steak. I go salt, pepper, and just a little bit of garlic powder. Once the air fryer is preheated, I just drop this thing in there and let it run for 4 minutes per side for medium rare. When it comes out, I just throw a chunk of butter on it and let it rest for a couple of minutes. I'm telling you guys, if you have not cooked the steak yet in your air fryer, this is your sign. You have got to give it a try. The next item is a NutriBullet. I use this thing about twice per day for my protein smoothies. So what I do is I'll go about 1.5 to 2 cups of milk, 5 grams of creatine, about 3/4 cup of zero sugar Greek yogurt. Then I'll go with a pretty good sized handful of frozen berries like blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. But sometimes I'll go with frozen mango chunks and a banana. And then of course, 1 big scoop of protein powder. And I would say, I guess on a rough estimate, this is probably close to about 40 to 50 grams of protein, and it's delicious. I'll make one of these about twice a day, depending on what's going on with my day. Now, I also want to link the protein powder I use and also the creatine that I use. Both of these are very good quality, and I'm happy with both of them. So if you want to use the same stuff that I use, the links are down below. Now let me talk about a few wine tools that you should have. Now, a lot of you guys know I'm a big wine enthusiast, and I am coming out with my own wine very soon. And you know and I know that it was supposed to come out like a month ago, but trust me when I tell you I am doing everything I possibly can and working very, very hard on this behind the scenes. We're getting super close, and I do appreciate all of your patience. Once this gets launched, it'll be worth the wait, I promise. So once you've got your bottle of wine in front of you, what's the best way to get it open? So I like to use this traditional wine key, sometimes called the waiter's corkscrew. But if you get one like this, make sure this part right here is hinged. It makes it a lot easier and you'll break a lot less corks. So this hinge allows you to thread the worm in and then use this first notch to get the cork halfway out, then use the second notch to pull it all the way out without bending and breaking the cork. Now the wine key that I showed you is probably my favorite tool, but you also have something like this. This is called an osso. Now this is for those really old bottles where the cork might crumble if you thread in that worm. So look, I'm gonna make an entire video coming up very soon on all wine peripheral items, but just know that this osso is a specialty tool that isn't used very often. However, I recently picked up this pump opener and this little sucker is incredible. It's so easy to use. So as you can see, it's got the blade on this end to cut through the foil. Then you've got this little needle with a little hole at the tip. So all you do is jam this down through the center of the cork all the way, and then from here, you pump air into the bottle. You're basically pressurizing the cork from the inside, forcing it out. Now, don't go crazy because it doesn't take that many pumps, and if you're not holding on to this, the tool and the cork are gonna go flying. So be prepared for it to come out pretty hot. Once again, anyone can use this thing and it makes opening wine bottles super easy. Now let's say you have some leftover wine and you want to put it in the fridge and save it for another day. Don't just jam the cork in it and toss it in the fridge. Now, of course, you can, but it isn't going to last very long that way. If you want to extend the life of your wine, you have to remove the oxygen from the bottle, and that's why you need one of these pumps. Restaurants, wineries, bars, they all use these things. So basically you've got a pump and then this little rubber one-way valve that goes on top of the bottle. So all you do is you put the valve into the top of the bottle, and then with the pump, you start pumping the air out. Now you'll feel it getting a little bit firmer, and then when you feel that, you're good. You can just stop. And this will last in the fridge for over a week. And when you're ready to have it again, all you do is push the little valve on the top, and you're good to go. And now that the party's started, I've got one more item for you, and it's this whiskey smoker kit. I've had this kit for probably the last couple of years now, and I just used it the other night when I had some friends over for a nightcap. It comes with everything you need. You get 4 different types of wood chips, you get a torch, a couple tools, and of course the cap. And I love how the cap has an actual cover on it, so that forces the smoke to downdraft into the glass. I also wanted to mention a few decor items that I get a lot of questions about from my YouTube videos, and that's my coffee table books. I've got a bunch of these things in different areas around the house, and I think they're pretty cool. They're nice and big, and you can get books like this in a bunch of different subjects like art, automotive, music, fashion, photography, architecture, whatever. I'm gonna link to a few of them that I have down below because I think they're a pretty solid choice. And right now we're gonna move into the bedroom and the master bathroom for just a second before we get into those fashion items. So I picked up one of these remote control RGB lights not too long ago, and I bought it with the intention of using it as a background light in some of my videos. I kind of started playing around with it here in the bedroom, and that is where it's gonna stay. It plugs into the wall, so I don't need to worry about charging this thing every couple days. And I put it over here in the corner behind this chair and my plant, and it makes a really cool pattern up on the ceiling as it shines through this plant. So what I do pretty much every single night before falling asleep is I'll turn off all my other lights except for this red light. Red light is supposed to help you relax and fall asleep faster. So with the red light on, I'll typically just lay here and like surf my phone for a little while. Then after about 30 minutes or so, I find myself kind of starting to fall asleep. So at that point, I just hit the remote to turn off the light, and as soon as I close my eyes, man, I'm out. Okay, now I wanted to show you some of the vitamins that I take on a daily and nightly basis. And as you can see, I am kind of a vitamin guy. And of course, I know I might get some comments about what I take, but I believe in what I'm doing. I'm in super good shape and I'm super healthy. But if you're interested, I'll link to all this stuff down below, and I should probably make a whole video on all this stuff at some point pretty soon. Now, one thing that I really do want to share with you guys is this instant firming eye cream. So I was surfing TikTok a few weeks ago, laying here in bed with the red light on, and the algorithm sent me a couple of videos showing how well stuff like this works. So I just jumped over to Amazon and grabbed this one. I'm telling you, gentlemen, this stuff works. I'll try to get a little time lapse right here, but all you do is use a very small amount. I'm talking like grain of rice small. If you use too much, you'll end up getting some white residue when it dries, but you do not need very much at all. And within just a few seconds, you'll start to feel your skin tightening, and you can basically sit there and watch your eye bags disappear. Now, keep in mind, this is temporary, but it will last for several hours. So if you've got like a big interview, like a big meeting, a hot date, whatever you've got, you have got to try this stuff. It's crazy because you only use such a small amount. This little tube will probably last you an entire year. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about some of those menswear fashion items. I'm going to start with a couple sweaters that I recently grabbed. First of all, this navy blue cable knit sweater. This thing is super soft, it feels amazing, it fits really well, and it's just a solid sweater. The softness of this sweater is what really got my attention when I first took it out of the bag. Now, this is a size medium, and I did have to run it through the washing machine and just a few minutes in the dryer to get it to shrink down a little bit. But now it fits absolutely perfect. I also grabbed this beautiful light brown quarter zip sweater. Once again, I got this in a size medium, and it was just a little bit big for me around the middle. But all I did, again, was run it through the wash in just a few minutes on the dryer, and it shrunk up just enough to be a very solid fit. Once again, super soft and incredibly comfortable. Now, I don't really know what this is considered to be, like a waffle knit or a basket weave knit, but whatever it is, it looks super cool. I also grabbed this full button long sleeve polo. This fits pretty solid right out of the box, and you can wear it untucked or tucked in. The fabric feels amazing, and this texture is, in my opinion, very nice. Now, this runs big, so this is a size small, and I can see this being like a perfect springtime option. Something else I wanted to pass along that was kind of a fluke actually are these fitted t-shirts. So I went on just looking for some t-shirts to wear to the gym, and these looked pretty good, so I ordered some. I ordered the medium, but I got the small by mistake. I was about to send them back, but I decided to try one on. Now here I am wearing the shirt, and as you can tell, this fits really tight, so there's no way I'm gonna wear this to the gym. But what I can do is wear it under a sweater. And here's why I like that so much. It's already a slim fit, right? And they're also a size too small. So they fit my body like a glove. And this does two things. First, whatever I wear on top of this won't get caught up in the t-shirt. And you also don't have to worry about your t-shirt underneath getting all wrinkled up in your sweater and having it look like crap. It's perfect. The other thing it does is it kind of flattens you out, right? So if you've got some love handles or some man boobs, wearing a shirt like this that fits really tight kind of sucks everything in, similar to what like a compression shirt would do. Now, keep in mind, this is not a compression shirt, but it works kind of the same way and it's extremely comfortable. So just in case, if you might be interested in trying these out, I think they're a pretty good option and they solve a problem. Now this next item was a spontaneous purchase, but I'm really glad I got it, and it's this watch. This is an automatic watch that's sort of an homage to like some other high-end watches. But I don't really care about that though, and I don't think most people do either because it just looks fantastic and it was so affordable. I'm gonna go ahead and link to this one down below, and you should go check it out because they've got a lot of different styles with different bracelets. I really like this Jubilee style bracelet, and it's just a really cool piece for like a daily driver. It's also, and I think what I love most is that it's not so expensive that you'll worry about wearing it every day and putting miles on it or getting it banged up. I also wanted to show you a few items that you guys have absolutely loved from my previous Amazon videos, starting with these pants hangers. Total game changer. They're open at one end. They've got this really soft, squishy, thick rubber pad section that prevents your pants from falling off, and it also prevents that hanger mark. These are way easier to work with getting your pants on and off the hanger. Then we have these wood shirt hangers that are like a million times better than those metal hangers or even those really skinny plastic hangers. And the reason is, number one, they just look a million times better in your closet, but they also have a longer reach and thicker ends, so they don't give your shirts that stupid little shoulder bump. And speaking of those shoulder bumps, if you really want to make sure everything stays looking good, you might want to try some of these coat hangers. So I've got a bunch of these for my heavier coats and sports jackets just to make sure the shoulders don't get deformed, but I also use some for my cashmere and merino wool stuff that I don't want to fold up. As you can see, they've got really thick ends that make sure the shoulder always looks great. Even if you don't use these on your shirts, you should absolutely have some for your heavier coats and jackets. Then we have everybody's favorite, these belt organizers. Every time I show these in a video, a lot of people ask me where I got them. And yes, they are linked down below. So I keep these on a little shelf in my closet, and this is where most of my belts live. It's just so easy to see like what I've got, and if you keep your belts on a hanger, you don't need to remove like a bunch of belts to get to the one in the back that you want. The other thing that's really nice is that because you roll your belt, the excess part of your belt that's in the front of you sort of curves inward and hugs your body instead of sticking out. Once again, gentlemen, everything in today's video will be linked down below in the description. And as always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.